Hello everyone, Lau here. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to the haul of last week's video. Not week's, last video. Of the last video that I uploaded. If you haven't seen that one, I highly recommend watching that video. I will link it here. It's the first video that I've uploaded from my toy hunts in Tokyo. Yes, I was in Japan and I did some cool toy hunting there. This was at Spiral, which is a very small, well, not that small because it has an upstairs, but like vintage toy store in Harajuku, Tokyo. It's mainly focusing on US toys, and as I'm not really collecting 80s, 90s vintage Japanese toys that much, I mean that was like absolutely right up my alley. I mean, maybe you're still questioning like why I'm like going to Tokyo to buy toys from the US or Europe. I mean, I was not specifically in Japan just for toy hunting. I was there because of the Star Wars celebration, which is a big Star Wars convention, and then also for visiting the Disney parks. But if I'm there, then of course I'm gonna seek out the vintage toys that I love, and there's quite some places, especially in Tokyo, where you can find toys from the US, and Spiral Toys or Spiral is one of those stores. They even have a, I didn't say it in that other video, but they even have their own YouTube channel. So they show sometimes what they get from the US. They travel sometimes to the US and seek out the stuff there, etc. So of course, naturally, prices in this store, it was such an amazing experience, crammed full until the ceiling, like of vintage toys from the 80s and 90s and other pop culture things that are not just toys, also t-shirts and stuff like that. And not everything's vintage, but a big bunch of it is vintage, and mainly everything girly. So if you go to I at least know it from toy stores, specific vintage toy stores, maybe in Europe or in the US, they're mainly focusing on action figures. But no, most of the stores that I visited in Tokyo were girly goodness. So yeah, as the video was already around 45 minutes long, I thought the haul might be okay as an extra video, and I'm filming that now here. So I spent a lot of money because, as I said, they have to seek out the stuff from the US, they have to import it, and it's a store. It's not a flea market, it's not a super cheap thing, and prices are definitely higher than you would pay for in the US or whatever. But also, I'm not from the US, I'm from Europe. I'm living in Germany, so I tried to focus on getting toys that I wouldn't find easily here in Germany, where I'm from. So I think I still came out good. I mean, as I said, paid a lot of money, but also the experience was worth it. So I want to show you what I got. I don't even know what to start with. Maybe start with the smallest things, which are a bunch of McDonald's Barbies. And you're like, oh my goodness, why did you pay that much money for these McDonald's Barbies? You can easily find them everywhere. They are whatever, $1 or 50 cents or something. They were definitely more expensive. They were around 1,000 to 1,200 yen, which is about I don't know, 7-8 euro, depending on what exchange course you have. But it was still worth it for me because these I've never seen in Germany. Because I think even with McDonald's toys and Barbies, there were differences from what the releases in the US or in Europe, in different countries, etc. And all of these, I think, are US exclusive McDonald's Barbies. At least I've never seen them here. So for example, let's start with this one. This is even based on a doll that we didn't get here in Europe, or at least in Germany, because sometimes Europe is also not Europe. We're different countries here, so it might be that Germany didn't get this, but maybe France did, or the UK did, or whatever. These are from two different years. This is a 1991 one, and I think this one's also 1991. Yeah. And these are then from 1992. So this is based on the Ice Capades Barbie from around that time, so 1991, I would say. There is another Ice Capades Barbie that has a pink and blue outfit, or in Europe just a pink outfit. This is the other one. It has more these zigzag hems, these more what are they? These shapes, these and I don't think that this doll was released in Europe, though. She was released in the US, and this is the McDonald's Barbie that was based on her. This is interesting. It's not that hollow plastic. It is more like a rubbery. You can even bend her a little bit. So I don't know. I have a similar one, a Barbie, a McDonald's Barbie in this material that is the Hollywood hair one, but most other ones are mostly, you know, this more plasticky. Yeah, but I'm very happy. Never seen this one for sale. Picked it up. Then I bought these two wedding Barbie McDonald's ones, and I'm pretty sure I'm not gonna keep both, though I might gift one of the two, maybe the Midge, to my friend Selina from Vintage Gaudi, because what I also did while being in Japan, what I always had in my mind is like, oh, I want to bring stuff for my friends. It doesn't necessarily need to be Japanese, though some things might be better if something Japanese exclusive, whatever. But well, Selina is from Switzerland, so she has mainly access to the same toys that I have. So I'm like, then she probably doesn't have either of them. So I will ask her if she maybe has the Midge, then she can have the other one. Yeah, so as I said, the Midge one, I say Midge, but I'm pretty sure this is based on the wedding Midge from 1991 or 1990. And yeah, what other Barbie would it be? It looks very similar, the dress and the veil and the flowers and all. I really like how even these, you know, McDonald's toys are so detailed with all of these patterns on it, and these, I mean, they're really cute, and this one even has a really cute face. I mean, all of them, they have really cute painted faces, although they're super tiny. I think this one is based on the Romantic Bride Barbie from 1992. I'm not really huge into bridal Barbies usually, but with the McDonald's Barbies, I really dig them. They look really good on a shelf. I'm super happy. So one of the two probably will leave me and will fly to Switzerland, unless Selina has both of them. Then I will give her something else. I don't know. But that was my idea, to bring my friends something small. And yeah, the McDonald's Barbies are just classic cuteness, even though you might not even collect Barbies, because, you know, not really into dolls or more into, you know, small other toys of that era. A lot of people still like the McDonald's Barbies because they have this Barbie feeling, though they're not big dolls. And this one's probably my favorite. This is based on the 1992 birthday Barbie, but it is the African American variant. So I think McDonald's just made the version with the African American version of this. And that definitely tells me this was not released in Europe, because Europe never had any African American variants of Barbie. We had maybe Christie's or other characters that were black, but we never had just a Barbie in black. Even Black Barbie was called Christie over here. So yeah, this super peachy dress. And also here, look at how beautiful this is. Oh, this is such a small scale. Look at these details. These were McDonald's toys back then. I can't believe it. I love them, and I picked, of course, those that have the molded hair, because with the McDonald's Barbies, because they are such a small scale, I prefer them not to have real brushable hair, because, I mean, even though McDonald's had pretty good quality back then, they still didn't use very good quality hair. They still use polypropylene hair, and it's very stiff, and it never looks good. It doesn't even look good on a bigger doll scale, and especially not on the small of a doll scale. It would just look and stick out and be totally wild, and that's why I absolutely prefer the ones that have the molded hair. Those are mainly the earlier ones, I don't know, from 1990, 1991, 1992, 1993 maybe, and I think 1994-ish they started putting them out with hair. So yeah, these were my first pickups. They had more. There were more that I could have picked, but I was also like I had to be picky, because I mean, even though it might have just been around 100 yen and 1,000 yen, which is like around 10 euro, 8 euro, 7 euro, whatever, or 6 euro or whatever, depending on the exchange course, still it would have added up if I would have picked more of these McDonald's Barbies. I'm a little bit regretful. There was another ballerina one, I think a brunette one, then maybe this was the Hispanic version of one of the blue ballerina Barbies from early 90s, like 1992 or something. I'm a little bit regretful of not picking that one up. I just saw it in the footage when I was editing the video, but yeah, I'm also super happy with these. So first little pickups. Another small thing let's start with the smaller things, although this was not as cheap. That I picked up is this. You might think, what is this? What tiny thing? Is it a Polly Pocket? Yeah, it's a Polly Pocket, but it's not even a locket. From the size, you might think this is a Polly Pocket locket. But this is something exclusive to Japan, why I was like willing to also pay a little more, other than, I mean, this is actually a capsule toy, so from these gacha machines. You know, in Japan, everywhere you find these little white machines, mostly stacked on top, I don't know how many layers of them, and you put some coins in it. I think it's mostly like always 400 yen or 500 yen or something, and then you turn the thing, the wheel or whatever, and then you get a blind bag. You get one of the 5 or 6 or how many versions are available. You find them with Sanrio characters, or with, you know, everything, like from little cats bathing in sushi or whatever. You find everything. I think around at the end of last year, so I first heard of them like in December 2024, I heard that they made a Polly Pocket version, which is a little bit weird because Polly Pocket wasn't really actually released in Japan back then. It was called Angel Pocket. It was made by Bandai. But these have the normal Polly Pocket logo, and they are miniature versions of actual existing Polly Pockets, and you could get them out of these gacha machines. So technically, if I would have found one of those gacha machines, I could have just bought it for like 400 yen, one of those, or whatever, how many it was. But we couldn't find these machines. I mean, we found tons of these machines, but none with the Polly Pockets. So I guess, I mean, it's almost half a year ago since I've heard of them. They're probably not out there anymore, because I think when they're empty, they're empty. I don't know how often they restock them, or how often they change the themes of these machines around. Michi and I were in a couple of these stores, or sometimes you just find them randomly in other little stores or at the side of a mall or something. And I was also like alone when I was shopping without Michi in more of these stores. I couldn't find them. So when I found 2 of them in Spiral, I was like, they might be a little more expensive, because I think they were 2,400, or was it even 3,000 yen? I can't remember exactly the prices, because the store owner took off all of the little price tags, so I cannot exactly remember. So it was more like 15 euro to 20 euro that I paid for this. But this is something I will not find elsewhere, other than maybe on eBay, where you can find the whole set. I think they released 4 of them. So this is this. What is it? 5, I don't know what you call this shape, in blue. This was, I think, also released from these small ones in purple. Then you have a round pink one, and you have a square yellow one. And they are just these miniatures, and this is a miniature, very easy, but of an existing Polly Pocket. I think this is based on the 1992 Polly in the Nursery. I don't even have this compact, the big one. I would like to have it. It's one that I don't have, but this is why I chose this one. The other one that they had was the yellow square one. But yeah, you get an actual little reproduction in miniature form, and even the door can open. So this is so cute. It also feels really sturdy and nice. It is the same hinge that old Polly Pockets, at least almost. You can make it at different angles. So, and then you get this little charm, where you can also attach it then to your backpack or whatever. And on this charm there is dangling, what's dangling there? A little Polly Pocket doll. And she looks very authentic to, you know, like a vintage Polly Pocket. But the interesting thing is, this compact here might be tinier than the Polly Pockets, but this is actually bigger. Let me get out a size comparison. As I said, I don't have this exact compact, but I have another one in this shape. So this is kind of the shape. So you see, very much bigger. So let me get out a doll. I don't even know, is there a doll inside? Yeah. I don't think this is the correct doll to this compact, but whatever. Maybe it is. No, I don't think so. Look! I really wonder why they scaled down the house, but they scaled up the doll. This is weird, but this is so cute. Look at that. Other than that, she is also working now. She has the hinge. She can bend and all. So it's like an actual Polly Pocket. I mean, she has the loop there to put her through the charm. So yeah, it's really cute, and something that I could only get from Japan unless I buy it online. from a second whatever, from someone who is selling it on eBay. But I don't need all of them. I just wanted one of them. I was hoping to find it directly in the machines, but this was the best I could do than buy it directly from Spiral. And the other stores that I visited, the other vintage toy stores, and it was quite a lot more, I didn't have that. So I was also happy that I picked it up at the first store. Okay, let me get to something that's actually another gift that I picked up, and so not from me. And it's the Popcorn Pretties. It's the Popcorn Pretty one in on card. I usually am not super into carded items myself, and also my friend isn't, because this is actually for cotton candy kittens. And I don't know, I saw it and I was like, oh, I know she really likes the Popcorn Pretties. I personally don't like them as much. They're cute. I had one, but even mine I gave to her because it was a colorway that she was missing. This is the same colorway. It's the same colorway that I also had. But seeing it on card, and I was like, maybe she doesn't have a carded example. I think she has all of the colors now, but and it was one of the things that surprisingly was not super overpriced or anything. It was a fine price for a carded item. The card is not super straight. It is bent a little bit, but the color, it's not discolored or anything. And I thought, okay, I can get that and bring that to my friend. I hope she appreciates it. If she doesn't want it, I mean, you always sell it at Toyplosion or something. But it's interesting to see them on cards. So the Popcorn Pretties are these little dolls here. A little bit similar to the Cupcakes dolls, because you can, bend the skirt upwards, and then it's like she's inside this little popcorn thing. They're done by Mattel, as you can see here, in 1991. Just one wave. I think 8 colors available with different hair colors. This one is the pink one with the blue hair, so molded hair and brushable hair. And yeah, when you have them together, apparently you should pop them onto the ground, and then she springs up and suddenly she's a doll. Let me tell you, when I had the one out of the box like 2 years ago, it wasn't working. I don't know if it was because the rubber disintegrates a little bit. It's not as flexible anymore or something, but it didn't work at all. I don't know if they ever worked. It's a cute idea. I mean, Popcorn Pretties, she pops from a kernel and becomes Fancy Fruity. So this is her name. She's Fancy Fruity. Drop it to pop it again and again. It really pops. Pop. for ages over 4. So, and fruit scented. Apparently, when you take it out, she would be fruit scented. I think the ones out of the box mostly aren't scented anymore. Here's another little text. There's even a little rhyme on it. And here's the back of her, and here's the front again. What does the rhyme say? Popcorn Pretties doll. When the sun is at play and the moon can't be found, you might just hear a new poppin' sound. Just look for the kernel that's not like the rest. You'll find Popcorn Pretties. They're really the best. It's inside the kernel these lovelies reside. Drop it to pop it. They're hiding inside. It's a cute toy line. I don't necessarily need to collect them. I would always pick them up if I find them out in the wild. And this is something that, they were released here. They were released in Germany, very sure. But something carded. I mean, as I said, it was a fine price for me for a carded item, and if she doesn't want it, then I can always sell it at Toyplosion, I guess. So this is another gift. One of the Barbies is a gift. This is a gift, and I brought another gift. Surprisingly, the gifts are the biggest things. I mean, not the Barbie, but and this you could maybe also already guess that I was getting it. Yes, I got the Cabbage Patch Kids record tote. So this is a little box, but apparently it was meant to put your Cabbage Patch records in it. I found out that this belongs to a set, so I don't know if it was originally only sold as a set or this was sold separately, but it belongs to a Cabbage Patch record player. Yeah, there was a Cabbage Patch record player. If you don't know Cabbage Patch Kids, I mean, you probably have heard of them. I don't feature them on my channel very often because I don't collect them. I'm not super fond of them. I have started to getting to kind of like the look of them. For some of them, for some of the cute ones that have, you know, lots of, you know, hair, this yarn hair with the 2 pigtails. Some of them are cute, and I think the kusas, or the animal ones, some of them I also think are very cute, but I don't need to have them. But my friend Sui is definitely very much into collecting them right now. She's even made a new Instagram. So I think it's Sui's Cabbage Patch Kids, or Sui's Cabbage, I can put it here. And she does such cute photos with them, and so I was like, I'm not bringing her a full Cabbage Patch Kit because I don't know which ones she has, or which ones are the ones that she likes more, because the smaller ones or the bigger ones or the ones, I don't know, whatever. I'm not very knowledgeable, especially because Cabbage Patch Kids were released from the early 80s on, and from so many different like brands, or like, you know, companies that made them. I think they started done by Coleco, they were done by Mattel, they were done by Hasbro, they were done by whatever, and they're still released to this day. I don't know what company, Wicked Cool Toys or something. I don't know which toy company is making them, but this is an early 80s one, at least by the date here. It says 84. It could still be that just this picture is an 84 picture, but I guess it is a very early one. It shows, you know, the Cabbage Patch logo, the Cabbage Patch Kids logo. It shows one of the girls here in front of a cabbage. I mean, they are, you know, they're born that way. They're coming out of a cabbage. At the top you have this handle. And this is probably the company that released this tote, this record tote kit stuff. At the sides you have, you know, the bird that delivers the cabbies. There's one. I think I kind of start to like those ones, but the really babies without any hair, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it's still cute, and it's toy history. And here's another one, a baby rolling out of the cabbage. And I think it's a very important part of toy history, Cabbage Patch Kids, especially if you're thinking about, I don't know what year it was, but it was the year they were released. Maybe it was 82 or so. I don't remember, but it's when you type in the Cabbage Patch riots, you will find out that this Christmas, when the first year they were released, like at least to the, you know, public. I mean, I think they were sold before in smaller numbers, just in this, you know, hospital, blah blah. I'm not super knowledgeable, but once they were really, you know, brought to the whole, like, you know, audience, and especially in the US, they were so popular that people were running the stores. They were like I don't know what, punching them for, this is mine, not for this, but for the dolls itself. There are videos. I can link one here. Pixel Dan's mother used to work in the store. She really used to see that, so that's super interesting. If you want to learn about the Cabbage Patch riots of, I think 1980, was it 82? I might be wrong. It is super interesting in terms of also toy history. It's not for me, but I thought this is, I mean, you can open it up. It has this metal clasp, and it says even this collection belongs to Leanne. Apparently a girl called Leanne used to own this. Can you read it? I don't know. It was written by Sharpie. Yeah, you can put anything else in there. Here you can see how much this is discolored. Not crazy, so it has never been pink or anything. It's just a little lighter than it used to be. I still think it's very pretty. And so we can maybe put her mini Cabbage Patch Kids in, because there were also miniature dolls released, etc., or whatever she wants. I thought this is something more special than would have I picked up a mini Cabbage Patch doll, because she has tons of Cabbage Patch dolls. So yeah, another gift that I purchased. Also one of the less expensive items in the shop. So I found that really good. Okay, the last 4 things are for me personally. Let's start with the pony. Yes, I was able to pick up one My Little Pony. Not because there weren't many or anything, it's just because I have most of the ponies. But this little fella here, which is Baby Snippy, I didn't have. It's a peekaboo baby pony. And this is a set of ponies that was not released in Germany. I don't think it was released in any European country. They were the first ponies to be able to move their head. So it's a little bit that like the head is on a ball joint. So that's why it looks a little weird, but you know, you can move the head from side to side and make them peek around the corner. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Very cute still. Let me tell you, I thought when I bought this pony, oh, the hair is really crappy, super like discolored because she's got the fading pink hair, but it looked so gray. But it was just dirt. There was so much dirt in the hair, and when I washed it out, so much like pink was still underneath it. I still repinked it a little bit, especially the mane I repinked a little more, but the tail I didn't even have to repink very much, just a tiny bit. There was so much like pink still left under the dirt, so I'm very happy. She's in really good condition. There's nothing, no marks on her or anything. She has this little symbol with the two, you know, paper dolls that are just, you know, cut out when you know, fold paper together and then cut it, so you have multiples of the same thing you cut out, like a, you know, attached to each other. This is probably what her symbol is, and I think she is now my 4th one of the set. I have, where are they here? You can't see them right now, but I think these 4 other ones that I have. Yes, there were baby girls and there were baby boys in the set. I only have one of the baby boys, but yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 6 of them. So one step closer to the peekaboo baby ponies, and I was very happy that I could still find at least one My Little Pony that I didn't have to add to my collection. Price wise, she was also not super bad. I think she was 2,500. I can remember that because I was talking about it with Michi before when she was still in the store, because Michi left me alone. Michi is my friend who travels with me most of the time, so we went together to Japan, but he's not into vintage toys. She just was like quickly looking at the store and she said, okay, I'm gonna go somewhere else. And then, but I remember that I was talking with her about this pony already, and I think 2,500, so that's about, I don't know, 18 euro or something. So it is fine for not to have to pay shipping. So this pony I would only also get mainly from the US, unless a German collector has her or something. But pick this one up. She is from year 6, so that's 80, 87, 88, in the middle of the line. Just a line that was never released in Europe. So that was the information I can give you to this pony, and I'm always super happy when I can at least pick up one pony, because ponies are my favorite toy line, you know, especially G1s. It's a G1 pony, so original line. Another thing that I was quite happy about, although it is a toy line that I technically can get over here, but I don't think that this variant was available here. Yeah, this is a toy that belongs to the Snugglebums toy line. And this is one of the, you know, friends of the Snugglebums, or pets, or snuggle bugs, snuggle pets. The bigger Snugglebums, I mean, you have 2 of them behind me. They're these round, you know, little troll, or I don't know what, foresty looking troll, I don't know, ball shaped guy, super cute. The big adult ones light up, then there's the children that you have this squeaker in them, or the squeak, 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 squeak. These don't do anything. There's a couple of, you know, this is a honeybee, I think, then there's a butterfly, there's a little centipede, so and its name is, it's Button, and it's the variant of Basil or Bumble, depending on what company released them, because they changed companies in between. I think Play School and then MB, although that all kind of belongs to Hasbro. They're from the 80s, so 84, 85, that's when they were released. And the variant I always see is this one. So they were both there, they had both, but this one of course I did not pick this one up. This one I have for a couple of years already, and you can find it easily. But this one I've never found, I mean, definitely not in the wild, but also never like at a toy show, or I don't know if I've seen it necessarily a lot in other people's collections, and I've never seen it online. I mean, I haven't looked in a while for Snugglebums online, but this is probably, so I would say this is the one that's least often coming up, and it's something that I mean, it goes into a toy line that I have already a couple of pieces from, so it's not a brand new toy line that I'm starting or anything. And I prefer this color variant so much over this. So this is Basil or Bumble, and this is Button. And yeah, so snuggle pads. I had to repaint a little bit, so maybe you can see that here they were this very much scuffed off, so it's, you can even feel it, so something must have like I don't know what people did to it. And then also here at the bottom there was a little paint, or quite a lot of paint missing, but I think I repainted that one quite well. You can't even see it. I matched the color for once. I got the color match nice. And yeah, they have this troll here. This one's in really nice condition, super soft still. And other than that, they can't do anything. Like from the how they feel, it's similar to a My Little Pony. Other than that, I mean, ponies don't have this hair, but they're so cute. So this was a little too expensive in my taste, but I still, you know, bit the bullet because I was thinking this is something I probably don't find that easily here. Though I have no proof if this is a variant, because I cannot find online if this is a US variant or something. I don't know. If you happen to know, always just teach me if this is something that, you know, variant-wise came out later or whatever. And now I have only 2 toys left. The second to last pickup of this store. And yeah, I did it. I picked up this weird plush toy. First of all, I'm not even a big plush collector. Well, you might think I'm stupid because of all of the plushes that I picked up in Japan. Because let me tell you, in the other stores I picked up more plushes. Second of all, I've never heard of this toy line before, and I'm usually not such an impulse shopper in terms of, oh, I just like it, I buy it. It's more like if I have a little bit of history about something, and then I know what it is, and I know if it's rare or if it's like blah, something, whatever. And here I had like no knowledge whatsoever. I just saw them. There were a couple of them. There might have been the complete line, maybe just one missing. I saw them, I was like, what are these? Never seen. So I was guessing, who knows, something from, I don't know, the 2000s or so. That's why I don't know them. But no, they are Hasbro from 1986. No, 80, what is it? Was it 86 or 80? Yeah, 86. Hasbro, 1986. How comes I've never heard of that plush line before? I mean, as I said, not the biggest plush collector, but you know the lines, you know of Russia Love, or you know whatever of Popples, or you know of the Care Bears plushies, or Magic Nursery Pets, or whatsoever. Why have I never heard of them? This is so stinking cute. And the best thing that I just discovered when I came home and started researching them, they have glow-in-the-dark elements. Their eyes and their patterns on the wings glow in the dark. She is from the toy line called Wingdings. I mean, I said it already in the video because I already knew in the video that it was Hasbro 85 or 86, because all of them, they still have their tag. That helped me, otherwise I was like, I would have not known. Like if I would have, but Hasbro 86, I mean, that's clearly actually my... Why have I never heard of that? I mean, not all of the plushies of that line look super girly. I would say it's half-half. I don't know how many are they. I wrote it down. Six different ones. It's a short-lived toy line, just this one wave with, you know, 6 different ones. And I think about 3 of them could, I mean, it's, I don't know, probably by their names you could maybe know it. Not necessarily, but I don't know. I think like half of it might be girl characters, and half of it might be boy characters. Just by the look of them, a couple of them look more girly, and a couple of them look more, you know, cool with this guy with the sunglasses and etc. Those, and I would be not super interested in the ones that, you know, have the more boy aesthetic. I'm super into the 3 ones that have the girl aesthetic. Probably I will never find them again, but I needed to pick up one of them, and I decided for this yellow one, which was sitting right in the front. I saw it first, and it is so colorful, and it is so cute, and it has, you know, it's a plush toy, but then has these little pigtails of, you know, this is nylon hair. It feels like My Little Pony hair. I mean, it's Hasbro, duh. So it's probably the same hair. I don't know if My Little Pony used this color though. And I mean, these eyes, first I was like, are they discolored? I'm still not sure. They might be a little discolored, but the eyes definitely glow in the dark. So this is the part that glows in the dark, and it like works perfectly. Then they have this little Velcro here, so you can open up the wings and have them really, you know, spread out their wings and fly. They are really meant to be creatures of the night. So a couple of them are more like bats. Though this one I would argue is more like a moth maybe. I actually hate moths. I don't like moth creatures. Especially when they're thick and I've had some horrible experiences with having a lot of moths in my apartment, and like it's a little bit of a nightmare. But this is so cute. This is so cute. Her name is Sapphire. So maybe she's not meant to be a moth. I mean, they are, you know, fantasy creatures. So they have these elastics that are like to their, like, you know, strapped to their hands here, or their arms. They're a little bit, you know, they're not very elastic anymore. Or maybe they weren't even elastic. I think they were elastic. So it would really be like, it's almost like this one is wearing a costume, and not necessarily, but you know, like this. And then I was like, why do they have these hooks at the like feet here? What is this? Is there something missing? No. I mean, technically there's something missing. They all came with a little hanger, about, you know, plastic hanger this size, and you could strap them to that hanger and then let them hang upside down. I mean, especially when you have this closed. Like they're hanging like little bats, and then they glow in the dark. I love this toy line. I don't know, why have I never heard of that? Was I just ignorant and like didn't like watch? I mean, I follow a lot of people on Instagram collecting the same toys that I like, and I watch toy YouTubers and all of that, but like I have never heard of this toy line, or have I seen this toy line. Underneath her pink wings, she is orange and has this cute flower pattern. I was like, is the stuffing all gone out here? It might be. The stuffing might have maybe popped a little bit more to the feet, so it's a little bit flat here. But the other, I don't think it was stuffed very much, because it's just flat, sewn on. So I mean, they are, you know, they're meant to be dangly. They're meant to, you know, woo. And yeah, her eyes and these the yellow patterns here on the wings, they glow in the dark. It works really well. And yeah, here at the butt is nice orange. I think the color combination is a little odd to choose like a lot of orange together with, you know, pink. I would have guessed then maybe choose more purple. I mean, the inside of the wings is purple. But I mean, I will display her mostly like this probably. And I just really like her. Yeah. Please tell me in the comments down below if you were familiar with this toy line. You're like, how could have you never heard of that? How comes? Or are you like, yeah, well, I'm also not familiar with them. I mean, as I said, you know a lot of the 80s toy lines, but there were also apparently so many, you know, obscure, very small toy lines, especially if they were from, you know, smaller toy companies. But like Hasbro is a big toy company, so you know, Hasbro made My Little Ponies, and Hasbro kind of plays cool. That's also here, and I don't know. I'm just like super happy I picked it up, because I mean, maybe they were released in Germany. I have no idea. This is nothing that I was like, oh, I will only find this in the US. Maybe not. But I've never ever seen one. Like, period. So I needed to have it. And price-wise, it was cheaper than most of the other plush toys. So like they had Brush-a-Loves, or they had Magic Nursery Pets and stuff like that. And or what were the other ones? There were so many more, like also Care Bears, and they were all more expensive than this. So, okay, so this was around 6,000 yen or something, which is still a lot, which is still around just slightly under 50 euro or something, maybe 45 or so, but like I was willing to pay that. Probably never run across one of them, and then maybe next toy hunt I find one, I have no idea. I think we're coming to the most expensive purchase that I did, and I was like, really, should I buy it or not? And no, it's not the Barbie, it's not the big Barbie box. I didn't buy any box Barbies. I really wanted to buy the set, the winter holiday set with, you know, Barbie, Skipper, Stacy and Kelly, but because this is really on my grail list. I would really like to have it. I would definitely not unbox it, so this would be something I keep in the box. But A, it was very expensive, and B, so it would have eaten up a chunk of my money already. So of my exchanged money. Of course, I can also always pay by credit card, blah blah. But better. I mean, I had my exchanged money, my cash, and Japan is a cash nation. You buy most stuff by cash. I don't even know if I could have paid by credit card in the small stores. But yeah, no box Barbies. Also, like when I have to bring them back to Germany with in my luggage, and they might get squished or whatever. I was like, no. So what I picked up is this. I picked up this Sweetie Kitty, and this is not a toy line I have anything of, nor that I know of if this toy line was released in Europe. I think it was released in Europe, though definitely not in Germany. Though I also don't know if specifically this subset of toys was released. Maybe you're more familiar with the Sweetie Pups, because I have the feeling the Sweetie Pups are more commonly known than the Sweetie Kitties, but yeah, there were pups and there were kitties, so dogs and cats, and they were done by Hasbro. They were done by Hasbro in the late 80s, early 90s. Let me check exactly on the date. 89 to 91, late 80s, early 90s. And I have the feeling those were more a response maybe to Mattel's Little Pretties, because they had also Little Pretty Kitties and Little Pretty Puppies. And they then also did, let's do our own cute toy line with kitties and puppies. While these are not they have nothing to do with the My Little Pony line, so they're not part of the Little Litters. Little Litters is another toy line also by Hasbro, where they made bunnies and puppies and dogs. Puppies and dogs. Bunnies and puppies and kitties, so which are a little more in line with My Little Pony. They even share the My Little Pony logo, just it says Little Litters instead of My Little Pony. They're flocked toys and have a little bit of brushable hair, etc. This is a separate toy line, though also similar. And the puppies, and I mean they're bigger. They're definitely bigger than the Little Litters. And they're definitely way bigger than a Little Pretty from Mattel. And they have different, because like Little Pretties, they only, like My Little Ponies, have a brushable mane and tail. These have like fur or brushable like hair all over the body. The puppies especially mostly have really brushable hair. Mostly more realistic. That's why I don't tend to like this toy line too much. There is one set, they are called the Party Time. I think there's also the Party Time Puppies, Party Time Pups, and this is from the Party Time Kitties line, and they are pastel colors. So they are colorful and not just brown and white like normal kitty or dog. And I had never seen one of them before, like in real life. I know of them. I have seen them in other people's collections. But, oh, God. I mean, I'm actually more of a dog person, but with this toy line, I clearly prefer the kitties. So you see, they have like the body underneath is like a normal, vinyl, pony or whatever body. They have these cute paws there. Then the faces are flocked, especially with the kitties. I don't think the puppies' faces are flocked. I don't think so. But the kitties have flocked faces, and the ears are also flocked. And they have even little, hairs here, the Schnurrhaare. I don't know what this is called in English. And then their whole body is covered in different types of, hair. So I said the puppies have really brushable hair, like probably nylon. But I think all of the kitties have this type of hair, which is definitely the same hair that Hasbro also used for the Perfume Puff ponies. So this is a Perfume Puff pony that I have, like Sweet Suds. I have only 4. I have 4 Perfume Puff ponies. And you can see this is even the same color, almost the same. It is the same color. And this is around the same time. I mean, the Perfume Puff ponies are also from, I think, 1990 or something. And this is around the same time. So they had all of this laying around in their factories. So they used it on both toy lines because they were running around the same time. But look how cute this is. I mean, I don't know, this is like a fluff ball of a cat. Her fur was a little matted and a little gray at the ends, but I washed her, and I mean, you can't really brush through it, but you can wash it and fluff it up, and it came out really nice. I'm not sure if this is the original ribbon. It was in her tail, though it is definitely an older ribbon, so it might be, but it's very different to a My Little Pony ribbon. It's more like a cotton ribbon with little tinsel in it. I love it so much. It doesn't mean that I need to collect all of them now, especially as I've never seen one before for sale or something. And I mean, of course, I can always look online, and I do buy stuff online, but especially with these toy hunting experiences, I found out that it really makes a difference to me if I buy something in person, be it at the flea market, or even if it's not flea market and I'm in a toy store where everything is neatly curated and I have access to a lot of stuff at once. It's not necessarily like toy hunting like at a flea market, but it is still, you find it in person. I don't know, it makes such a difference. It's way more fun to me than buying things online. I will still buy things online. Don't be fooled. I just ordered stuff online yesterday from Vinted again. But this makes it so fun, and I don't need to search for them online or see what they are worth or what they sell for actually or whatever. I found it there. I found it in Japan, and it's not a Japanese toy, but I love it so much. It was probably the most expensive item on its own, because she was over 10,000 yen, which is like, I think 11,000 yen she was, which is around 100, but with a good, exchange rate right now in terms of the yen is really low still. It might be around 80 or something euro, or 85 or so, which is still a hefty price. But I mean, look at that. It is so adorable. So yeah, this is my haul. Not too many items, and I blobbed a lot about them, but I mean, if I don't have that many items, then I can at least go very much more into detail and talk about them. I hope you enjoyed this haul, same as I hope enjoyed the other video. If you did, don't forget, you can give this video a thumbs up. You can leave a comment down below, help me out where I had questions, or tell me if you know any of these toys. Did you have any of them as a child? Do you collect any of these toy lines? Do you collect Wingdings? Then don't forget to leave a comment down below if you want. And yeah, if you're not subscribed and you're interested in all of this cute vintage toy goodness, then maybe you want to subscribe, maybe even hit the bell notification, then you get a notification when my videos go up. So yeah, I will definitely continue on the next videos with my Japan videos. It might not always be toy hunting, because as I already explained in the very first video when I did my general haul, I also went to Disney for 4 days, so the Disney parks, and I went to the Star Wars Celebration, which was like the main reason we went to Japan. And I also filmed videos there, so there will also be these videos, but I will not put them all behind each other for multiple weeks, that you don't get a toy video for multiple weeks. So I always will interchange it with one of the toy hunting videos. So expect a lot of toys, but apparently, apart from the toy videos, there will be a couple of other videos which will be a vlog in the Disney parks or a vlog at Star Wars Celebration, where I unfortunately didn't find a lot of vintage toys, but yeah, I still found cute toys. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching. See you real soon, and may the toys be with you. Bye!